Hello there, people of the internet. So, we just reached 25,000 subscribers, and that is definitely a big milestone to have on anyone's YouTube channel. If you had told me that I would have come this far, oh, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, I would have said, nah, there's no way. There's no way anyone would want to watch my content like that, but hey, here you guys are watching my content. So I was debating on what I was going to do for our 25,000 subscriber special, and I was like, well, I could break down a bunch of my guns, and I'm like, nah, I did that for the 20,000 subscriber special. What am I going to do? And whenever I was pondering on what to do, I was looking through video analytics, and I saw that a dramatic amount of people who watch my stuff are not subscribed. Like 98-point-something% of the people who go through and watch my videos are not subscribed. So I figured to myself, hey, for my 25,000 subscription, my 25,000 subscriber video, I'm going to go ahead and try to, well, I'm going to announce a project that I'm going to try my absolute best to be able to bring into fruition. And upon completion of this project, hopefully you guys will have deemed me worthy of a subscription. Because like I said, a dramatic amount of people watch my stuff and they're not subscribed. So let's go ahead and see if I can change that and convince you guys to go down there and smack that subscribe button the best that you can. So I have a huge pile of guns out here, and this right here is probably about 1/10 of what it is that I actually have. And in the debate of what I was going to do to try and earn some subscriptions, I remembered somebody telling me something a long time ago that kind of rang in the back of my head for a long time. Like, to this day, it still rings in the back of my head. Whenever I had reached 2,000 subscribers, somebody had told me, because I was celebrating, I think I made a video on it and whatnot, somebody had told me, hey, if you were pushing for 10,000, then you would have hit 5,000, and you'd be celebrating 5,000 subscribers. And I was like, that's a good point. So this right here is the announcement of a project that I'm going to officially call the Road to 100,000. And what it is I'm going to go through and show off the history and mechanics and just the various different things about every single firearm it is that I own. In a recent poll that I took not too terribly long ago, a lot of you guys were saying that I could earn your subscription or support if I put out more content more often. I already pretty much redlined myself with daily videos, but I'm going to go ahead and attempt to do 2 videos a day. You're going to get one video. Well, this one video, I heard Kevin scream in the background. This one video is going to be the normal stuff where I come out here, we have our conversation, we have topics that we like to talk about, and I'll send some lead downrange, and it'll be just like a normal video like I've been doing on this channel. And then the second video you're going to get, we're going to break out something. I got this huge arsenal of all sorts of different stuff, and I'm going to go through every single one of my firearms and tell you guys about all of what the history and mechanics and just the nature of those guns, what it is that led up to those firearms, and we're going to send some lead with those downrange. I'm going to go in depth on every single one of them in just this grand long video series that, in all honesty, if I do like one a day, it's probably going to take over a year for me to complete. And hopefully by the time I am done with that, I will have earned the subscriptions of those who are watching. I have just a dramatic variety of all sorts of different guns that we're going to be going over. This right here, Volunteer Enterprise Commander Mark III. Do you guys know what the blish lock system inside of the original Tommy guns is? Well, we can go ahead and cover that. Why was this made? We can go ahead and cover that. I got a 1917 Enfield. Why was the 1917 Enfield? Why didn't they just continue? Well, why was the 1917 Enfield made? Why didn't they just continue to use the Springfield 1903? And 30-06, or how about I got a jungle carbine. This right here is not an actual jungle carbine, but for all intents and purposes, I've got a jungle carbine. Why does the jungle carbine exist? Still chambered in 303 British. What is the point of having something like this as opposed to like a number 4 Mark I? What are the differences between the 9130 and the original 1891 pattern? Why were those differences made? I got old school rifles too. This is an 1877 produced Vetterli. This right here was, well, we'll go ahead and talk about the history behind this rifle whenever I cover this rifle in a video, and we'll shoot some rounds down range, send some lead. This is a 6.5 Carcano rifle, so there are some speculations with the ammunition for this right here. I got a rolling block. There's a whole lot of history from all sorts of different countries that we can go ahead and cover with this right here. But we're going to cover some firearms that we really don't see on the channel nowadays. I have a whole, like, massive arsenal full of stuff that you guys, a lot of it you guys haven't even seen. And a lot of it is just stuff that I don't really break out because it's impractical to shoot, or it's expensive to shoot, or, well, it's definitely going to be quite the hassle putting lead down range with these things. But a lot of these things you guys haven't even seen. This right here, I think you guys have seen this before on the channel if you've been around for any real length of time. This is an Arisaka, and it is a training Arisaka made by the Imperial Navy. Instead of a mum, we have ourselves an anchor there. And we got ourselves some cartouches and insignias. And if you'd like to know more about this, what this right here says, what this right here is, what this right here means, why this exists, I will go ahead and make an in-depth video on that. Obviously, we can't shoot that one because it's not a gun that can actually shoot bullets. I have a, well, if you don't like Arisakas, maybe you like Carcanos, or maybe you like both Arisakas and Carcanos. This is a Type 1 or Type I Carcano, chambered in 6.5 Jap. I don't think I've shown this one off on the channel, but hey, if you guys want to see this, then guess what? I'm going to be doing an in-depth video on this right here, and we will go ahead and send lead downrange with this, see how accurate it is, and, well, there's going to make for a very fun video. And I got some obscure ones that take cartridges that nobody has really seen before. Well, that nobody has seen in the past century. This right here is a M95 straight pull rifle. All it is, just straight back, straight forward. You guys have seen this one on the channel, but this is the original 8x50 chambering. Well, let's go ahead and see what the 8x50 can actually pull off. I'm going to go ahead and get myself some brass to be able to send through this, and I'm going to make an in-depth video on this rifle right here. We can go ahead and check this one out, or we can talk about some other ones that's probably going to piss a lot of people off. The Ruger Mini 14. I know a lot of you guys know what this is. It's basically a shortened, smaller version of the M14, but do you guys know why it exists? Do you guys know the real reason why this thing exists? So we can go ahead and cover that whenever I do a full in-depth history behind this rifle, because there's some very interesting points and tidbits that come along with the history of this right here. Or how about this right here? This is one that always gets to people. The Ruger P89. Whenever I had gotten this, I got it because it was not very expensive. But did you guys know that the Ruger P series actually competed against the Beretta M9, the Beretta 92S, to replace the 1911 in U.S. services? Well, we can go ahead and we can talk about the tremendous amount of history that came behind those trials, and we can talk about some of the other different kinds of firearms that were seen from those trials to replace our 1911. Why this? What aspects of this were asked for that this right here does not have? Well, let's go ahead and cover it in that video. The bottom line is, and this right here is just like the very, very tip of the iceberg. The bottom line is I'm going to cover a variety of different things, a variety of different topics on all of my firearms. And if firearms are not your forte, guess what? I do other things as well. As a matter of fact, I went and I explored some various airplanes. And we'll be going ahead and taking a look at some of these different kinds of aircraft that I've explored. Some of them are very well known, very historical. Some of them are basically like one-off experimental planes. Or if planes are not your forte, guess what? We're going to check out some half-tracks as well. And if half-tracks are not your forte, guess what? We're going to go ahead and check out some tanks and light armor. So all of that right there is going to be coming to this channel, and all of those will be included in my road to 100,000 subscribers. This right here is something that I want to do on a normal basis, and in order to achieve this normalcy that I'm wanting to be able to do, I need to free up a lot of my time, and in order to free up a lot of my time, I need more resources to be able to cut off some ends that are taking up a lot of my time so I can focus more on this. This endeavor of 100,000 subscribers, this road to 100,000 subscribers, where I go through and talk about and do everything, is going to take a tremendous amount of time, effort, and resources. So if you would like to support this endeavor, then Patreon, Utreon, I got merch down below if you want to actually get yourself something physical versus just donating, or you can donate one time at that merch store as well. That right there would also work. Because this right here, like I said, is going to take a lot. If I do this every single day, it's going to take over a year for me to go ahead and finish this project. If I do it two videos a day, Oh goodness, I'm already redlining at one video, but if I manage to free up more of my time, then it's probably something that I could pull off. So hopefully this set of videos, or maybe even this video, has earned a subscription from you, even if you don't want to financially support whatsoever. Just subscribing, liking, commenting to help the algorithm, to help the channel grow into something bigger and more legitimate that I can free up my time with and put more effort, more knowledge, more resources, more firearms into. Like, for example, this right here, this Jungle Carbine, this is a Santa Fe Jungle Carbine, and this right here is about half the price of a real Jungle Carbine. I'd love to show off a real Jungle Carbine, I really would, but I just don't have the resources for it. That's why I have this, to show this off instead. Or this 1917 that's been sporterized. I got it for about a third of the price of an actual 1917 that has not been sporterized, and this is what I use to represent the 1917. Or this Commando Mark III. I don't need to say anything about this right here. There's just a lot of stuff that I would love to do, but in order to do these things, in order to do the things that I want to do, mostly I just need more time. So as a result, I'm going to sacrifice what little time, what little free time I have now, in order to try and build this into something bigger and legitimate. And all you have to do to assist is hit that subscribe button to go ahead and help me grow this channel into something that is worthwhile, into something that is worth people investing their time and effort and investing themselves into watching. I know a lot of the stuff that I do on this channel is very valuable, and a lot of it provides a lot of really good insight, especially to people who do not know a lot about firearms. However, a lot of it is just me going back and forth with you guys. I have a really good community here, and I have a lot of really smart people in this community, way smarter than myself. I know I'm the guy on the camera, but a lot of you guys in the comments are just dramatically more intelligent than myself. So if I don't know something and I'm trying to talk about something, I'll blatantly say I don't know. Go look in the comments. You'll probably find someone that does know. And oftentimes there are people down there who just, like I said, know dramatically more than myself. And as this channel grows, I say our because it really is a group endeavor. It is me and you guys. Our influence of being able to talk to other people and teach other people and get this information spread out on a much larger basis and get people more involved, not with just the Second Amendment in general, but with, oh God, what are you? Get off of me! But with these old guns, and really get some people to get an appreciation for some of these things. Like, for example, there's a lot of people who I know who call themselves gun guys, but they're all about like the AR and the AK and modern stuff and whatnot. And like, do you know how significant something like this is, this Italian Vetterli? Do you know the significant amount of history and development behind that thing? Or how about this right here, 7.62 by 54 rim, the lineage behind that cartridge, and just how much it has seen and done. There's a dramatic amount that we can teach these guys. A lot of it I don't even know. A lot of it I don't know that I want to know to be able to teach these guys. And as our influence grows, we'll be able to teach them more and more. 30-06, everybody knows what a 30-06 is. If I pick up this 1917 and 30-06, everybody knows what a 30-06 is. But very, very few people actually know what a 30-06 is, like where it came from, what it's seen, what it's done. My God, the people who ran around, the soldiers that defended our freedom and our homeland with 30-06, they couldn't sneak up on anything because their balls would clank whenever they tried running at the enemy, and that always gave them away. So yeah, there's a lot of history and a lot of in-depth, really good knowledge that could come with 30-06, and we will be covering all of what I have, every single thing, along with some things that I don't have, because I imagine that I'll probably be borrowing quite a few things. So hey guys, hopefully this convinced you guys to go ahead and at least debate with yourself on getting on board, because boy am I gonna try with this one. I'm gonna go full on knuckle deep inside of this series and try to make something worth watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for watching. Like, subscribe, share, description below, link to all sorts of stuff. And I mean that. There's a link to all sorts of stuff. Really, really good things down there, including Discord, Patreon, the website, the merch store, all sorts of stuff. You guys go off, have yourself a fantastic day. I'll see you on the next episode. Been a little while since I've done this. Bonnie and Clyde be damned. Poor man's Garen. It's a shame that bolt-action shotguns aren't more mainstream.